So I've shown you how you can put building components in, but what I want to show you is how to just add a couple of views. So I'm going to go to the ground view, and now what I'm able to do is on the view tab, I'm going to go to, first of all, to the section view, and what I'm going to do is place a section that runs all the way down and through my model like this, just beginning and end. Notice that I can flip the direction to decide which way I'm looking, and what I want to do is look from left to right, and I can also decide what the extent of my section is, so I want to make sure that this goes beyond the end wall. Now the way that I maneuver around in here is I can click on the head to take me straight to that section view. I could also, if I'm back here, I can also find it under the sections tab, and what I'll do is typically I'll rename it. So I'm going to call this working section. So I'm still thinking about designing conceptually, and it's just helpful for me to have views that I label as working views, because then later I can delete them and just keep the ones that I need for documentation. So the other kind of view that I wanted to show you would be if I go to the one that I've already called working 3D view, and the view itself has properties. So if you look over here on the properties palette, I can come down and I can turn on the option that says section box. In that particular view I can do things like, say, VG and turn off, which is view graphics, and turn off the topography just in this particular view so that I don't see it. And I'm also going to turn off the planting. So this is how I control what's in my views. So turn the planting off in here. And the purpose of this section box, you see, if I turn this and look at it, I haven't put foundations in here yet. What I'm going to do is select the section box, and you see that I can actually drag on a control to move it up or down through the model. So I can be moving that to adjust what I'm seeing in my model. Let's move this just a little bit up so I'm seeing the mezzanine level. And then I can use my options that I've got here to decide, whether I want to see it shaded, and I work with it like that. The purpose of the section box is to limit how much of the model is in the view, which can improve the speed and performance as I work in a very large building. The last view that I want to show you is if I go back to my ground level here. And what I want to do is I want to create a view where I'm standing here and looking this way towards my building. I can go to the 3D view and a camera. I want to stand somewhere to this side of the tree, and I want to be looking at the opening between the two buildings. So I go well beyond the opening, beyond the objects that I want to see in my view, and now I can see the choice here of what it looks like. So I'm seeing my space between the buildings there. I can actually click on this and make it a little bit bigger so I can see a bit more of my building. I'm going to adjust that slightly. I'll say ZF, zoom fit. And now I've got my views ready to work on. So I'm going to rename that, and I'll call that let's do caps. Only using the cap letters to make it obvious which views we're working in, which ones we're creating. So I've got that ready. I've now got a working 3D view that's helpful. I've got a working section that's really helpful because I can just move the section line and look in different ways. And I've got another 3D view that I just created that was called 2Space, where I'm looking at it like this.